What's up guys, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video, and today we're talking about Heracross, one of the new Pokemon to come back through Isle of Armor. This Pokemon is pretty interesting. It has two really good abilities, Moxie and Guts, which are both pretty good. We are using Guts for the single build, although you can definitely use it in VGC as well. So Moxie, whenever you kill a guy or whenever you feint a Pokemon, then your attack is raised by one stage, which is pretty good. But, you know, we don't really want to Dynamax too frequently because of our 4 times effective flying weakness. So, you know, it doesn't make as good of a Moxie Pokemon as certain Pokemon that just, like, you know, don't die as easily. But we see things like Gyarados max all the time with a 4 times weakness. So, you know, it is what it is. You can definitely choose to max or not max with this Pokemon, but we went Focus Sash, so we just don't max. So yeah. Anyway, we are going to be talking about Heracross VGC set, as well as a single set, as well as speed tiers and damage calcs. So if you're interested in something like that, go ahead down into the comment section, say hey nice vid, comment, like, subscribe, do all of those things. Makes a big difference. Anyway, let's talk about Heracross. So bug fighting type is pretty interesting. You know, it gives us only 3 weaknesses, but 1 big 4 times weakness. So actually 4 weaknesses, and then 5 resistances. So the typing isn't like terrible, but it's not that great. And honestly, like offensively, you don't hit super effective stab damage on like a lot of things. You do hit it on a lot of like big Pokemon in the meta with fighting type. You know, hitting a lot of good Pokemon, things like the Tyranitar, Excadrill, Porygon 2. You know, there's a lot of good targets for this Pokemon to hit super effectively, but you know, not as many as some, but it's still nonetheless a pretty solid offensive typing, but like defensively like kind of lacks because of the 4 times weakness. As far as our stats go, this Pokemon's actually pretty solid. So 80 HP, which isn't like crazy, but it's not bad. And then same with defense at 75, and same with special defense at 95. It's pretty average general bulk. Special defense isn't bad, but you know, HP and defense are pretty average. So, you know, we have pretty average natural bulk, which makes it like, you know, not bad, but like I was saying, like average. And then as far as attack, we are at 125, which is pretty solid for attacking stats. It should be a little bit higher, like considering Moxie and Guts, but with Guts boost, like you get a lot of damage, but you lose that Focus Sash, or even Koba Berry if you want. Next we're playing, or next looking at our speed at 85, which isn't crazy, but you know, it's not that bad in our meta because our meta isn't like extremely fast. So hitting 85 puts it at 150 in speed tiers, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in depth once we get to speed tiers. But that is about it for our overview. Let's go ahead and look at a VGC set. So, as far as our set is going, we went with the ability Moxie, like I was saying, and then item Focus Sash. I just think these are really solid options. I like Focus Sash a lot for this Pokemon, just because, you know, the 4 times weakness, and then a lot of other 2 times weaknesses, and I think Focus Sash is pretty solid on this Pokemon, so because it has, like, you know, pretty meager bulk, and then it's not bad. In ability Moxie, I just went with Moxie over Flame Orb so that we could use that Guts, so we can use Focus Sash. That was completely mixed up. Moxie over Guts so that we can use Focus Sash over Flame Orb. That's the correct order in which I should have said that. Anyway, I think it's pretty solid. Moxie and Focus Sash, I like it. So let's talk about some moves for this Pokemon. So we went with our Dual Stab and then Rock Slide and Protect. So Close Combat and Megahorn for our stab physical moves, and then Rock Slide and Protect. Now you can definitely switch up Megahorn if you want something you know, a little bit better as far as like accuracy goes. Since we're not going to be since we want to be like flexible enough to not have to max this Pokemon, I still think it's really good to max this Pokemon. But, you know, the 4 times weakness to flying, so maybe if you bring it in the back and then max late game, that could be a really good option as well. It doesn't have very many good other forms of bug attacking. I'm looking at it here. Do we have X-Scissor? If we have X-Scissor, that's, like, definitely another option. But it gets, like, Pin Missile, which is, like, bad. We also have... Does it not get X-Scissor? Actually, it doesn't. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably our best option. So, we are going to max every now and again to get rid of that 85% accurate Megahorn, but, you know, it is what it is. And then we went with Rock Slide for attack, Rock Slide for coverage, destroying those, like, flying-type Pokemon that can give it a really bad matchup. But, honestly, like, a lot of flying-type Pokemon are pretty, you know, either not flying immediately, like things like Cinderace, or or are like pretty bulky like Togekiss, or like Dynamax targets for max airstream, which then are pretty bulky against a not insane attacking threat with non-stab damage. Rock Slide isn't enough to OHKO, but it is like good enough to like 2-hit KO a lot of things with Focus Sash, so like it could be in a good position in certain times, certain scenarios. So yeah, I like that set. I think it's pretty good. As far as other moves that you can use over those though, because it is a little flexible, especially with Rock Slide, you can definitely switch Rock Slide out for something else. And there's a lot of good moves that you can put in there. So first off, we have Feint, which is good. It breaks through Protect, which is really good. And then we have Aerial Ace as well, which can become max Airstream, which is obviously good. We have Throat Chop, which is just good coverage. Same with Shadow Claw and High Horsepower. And High Horsepower can also become max Quake, which is just a very good max move. So if you're using this as more of a Moxie Dynamax Pokemon, High Horsepower probably would land over Rock Slide, but also Erasing Weathers could be really good as well. So yeah, Heracross has a lot of different options. As far as our stats go for this spread, we went with a pretty basic EV spread of just 252 into attack and speed, and then 4 left over into HP. It made a lot of sense to me just like to do 252, 252, 4. This isn't very commonly used in the meta, and this spread hits enough damage with sometimes with the help of Helping Hand or something to take a lot of huge OHKOs, things like Tyranitar, Dynamax, like Dynamax Excadrill. I won't spoil too much because we have a whole damage calc section, but yeah, our damage calcs are pretty solid. That's about it for our set, our VGC set in general. Let's talk about a couple of helping Pokemon, supporting Pokemon. Also, items like Life Orb and Choice Band could be good options, as well as obviously Flame Orb if you go for Guts. So, also another like notable thing about Guts is that if you get burned, if your opponent's like, oh, they're probably Moxie, and then Will-O-Wisp you, well, then they would get wrecked. So that's good to know. Anyway, some synergetic Pokemon. So first off, we have Whimsicott, which it gives us Tailwind, priority Tailwind, which is obviously very good for a Pokemon that's like not super fast, but like pretty fast. So if you double this Pokemon's speed, you're outspeeding everything, which is really good. And then Talonflame also does that with +1 speed priority, with its ability Gale Wings, being able to activate Tailwind like a little early, which is good. And then Whimsicott also has Helping Hand, which, like I said, pushes you into taking a lot of huge OHKOs, which is very good as well for pretty obvious reasons. And then we also have like other just utility of both these Pokemon. And Talonflame is also really good. It gives you a ground resist on your team, which is good. So like that could be a really good core, like a Heracross and Talonflame, and then just having supporting Mons to that supporting archetype, which could be really good. So anyway, that is going to be it for a slide of VGC. Let's move on to some speed tiers. So this Pokemon, like I mentioned, is pretty fast. It doesn't outspeed all the fast Pokemon, things like Form Change Rotom, Excadrill, Cinderace, Whimsicott. But we do outspeed a lot of Pokemon, being like the higher of the middle class of speed tiers. At that same speed tier as Duraludon at 150, which Duraludon is commonly a Pokemon that's like kind of fast, but not that fast. Getting outsped by a lot of really fast Pokemon, but outspeeding a lot of really good Pokemon and like commonly pretty fast Pokemon. Things like Gyarados, Braviary, Togekiss, like Arcanine, common builds of Arcanine. We outspeed Rillaboom, and DDF, which is very good. There's like a lot of Pokemon in that speed tier of like 1 to 150, which is really good. Like most form change most form change Rotoms will be at 151. But good stuff. Chandelure, like Aegislash, all the like mid speed Pokemon that hit like 120, 100 and stuff like that. So that's pretty good. Like Incineroar and stuff. But things that we do actually get outsped by, it is a pretty big list, but it's all the Pokemon that you would expect to. Things like Form Change Rotom, Excadrill, Mimikyu, Charizard, Whimsicott, Cinderace, Inteleon, Dragapult, Weavile, all the Pokemon that are like really fast, and like that's pretty much their whole thing, is that they're really fast and pretty strong. Things like Excadrill and Charizard and stuff. And then we also have of course like weather Pokemon in their weather. Things like Chlorophyll, Venusaur, and like Swiftwing, Kingdra, stuff like that. So obviously we're outsped by those Pokemon. Anyway, that is going to be it for our speed tiers. Let's move on to some damage calcs. So, like I said, a lot of these are some guaranteed OHKOs, which are really good. Unfortunately, some are guaranteed OHKOs in their favor against our Heracross, which sucks a lot. But 4 times weakness to flying, which really sucks. So, first off, we have Close Combat into a Tyranitar, a 252 HP Tyranitar, Dynamaxed. Without Helping Hand, our max invested Close Combat is hitting 89 to 105, which is a 31% chance to OHKO, a Dynamax Tyranitar. But I wouldn't really recommend, like relying on that, because only a 31%. It's not like huge, but with Helping Hand, it pushes it up to 133 to 157%, which is a guaranteed OHKO, which is very good. And like I said, Helping Hand, you can get like a Whimsicott with that, that and Tailwind, and that can be a really great support Pokemon for your Heracross. Next, we have a Helping Hand, Close Combat into a Dynamax Excadrill. Once again, we need that Helping Hand to get a guaranteed OHKO, but without the Helping Hand, we don't have any chance of getting an OHKO. It's like 80 to 90%. So if we, with Helping Hand, we hit 120 to 142%, which is a guaranteed OHKO, which is obviously very good. To take out that very strong Excadrill Tyranitar combo. Tyranitar doesn't outspeed you, but Excadrill does, so you'll have to be wary of that as well. Next, we have Heracross Megahorn into Rillaboom. Rillaboom is super popular right now in this OHKOs, which is really good. Into a 252 HP Rillaboom, 218 to 258, 105 to 124% damage, which is a guaranteed OHKO against Rillaboom. Very good damage calc to have. Next, we have Heracross Close Combat into a 244 HP, 188 plus defense Eviolite Porygon, one of the most bulky guys in the meta right now. We are hitting 57 to 69%, nice, which is a guaranteed 2-hit KO, which is a lot of damage. Not enough to take the OHKO turn 1, even with Helping Hand, but it's still a lot of damage against this really defensive, like Trick Room setting, supportive Pokemon. It's really good to just out it pretty close to immediate, with a 2-turn, which is really good. And like potentially on your other Pokemon, like that plus like Rillaboom Drain Punch or Rillaboom Superpower should be able to take the OHKO before it attacks, which is really good. Or 1-turn knockout, not 1 hit. So OHKO, maybe, I don't know. I don't think anybody says that. Anyway, next we have Togekiss Air Slash. This is the defensive Togekiss, only 4 special attack into our Heracross, hitting 133 to 161. If we Dynamax, we do live it, but also Focus Sash lets us live it as well, which is really good. So, a guaranteed OHKO against us with even a weak flying attack, it OHKOs, which is really bad. Next, we have Dynamaxed Life Orb, Libero, Cinderace, Max Airstream. This should come as 0 surprise at all. It hits 433 to 513%, which, fun fact, is enough to kill through Protect. So, yeah. You don't want to see a Cinderace. Anyway, that is going to be it for our damage calcs. There's, like, very good upsides to this Pokemon, being able to take huge OHKOs on things like Tyranitar, Excadrill, Rillaboom. But, anything flying just kills you. So, that happens. Anyway, that is going to be it for damage calcs. Let's move on to single spotlight real quick before I end the video. So we are running the Guts ability with Flame Orb. This is an alternate way of running the Heracross, but like I said, you don't get Focus Sash with this, but Focus Sash is like marginally better in VGC than singles. So we went with just Guts Flame Orb. It's just really good all around. Just gets a lot of damage after turn 1. We could run Protect on this set as well to be able to protect that turn 1 and get Flame Orb up guaranteed. But, Swords Dance is also very viable. So we're running Swords Dance, Dual Stab, and then Facade just because we're burning ourselves. So why not run Facade for double damage? And, so yeah, we're hitting a lot of damage with this build, especially after a Swords Dance. So if you bring out this Pokemon and then your opponent has to reposition, Swords Dance makes it huge. You just Swords Dance up and then, like, just start killing everything. And that's essentially the build, or the focus of the build. And then, for the... EV spread is fairly similar, 252 attack into speed, and then Jolly as well, making us as fast as we can possibly be, without like Choice Scarf or anything. And then our leftover 4 and 2 defense. You could also run this Pokemon with like like Moxie, Choice Band or something. But I just wanted to give the Flame Orb Guts a little bit of a focus, a spotlight in single spotlight. Makes sense. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go down to the comment section right now and comment, hey, nice vid. Like, comment, subscribe. Makes a huge difference. In sum up, I think Heracross is a pretty solid Pokemon. Flame Orb Guts is really good. Moxie is a really good ability. It just falls to that 4 times weakness of flying, which is very, very unfortunate for the Mon. But, something that it happens to the best of us. But, it is really unfortunate. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. It makes a huge difference. I looked into my analytics. 80% of you guys are unsubscribed that are watching. So go down and hit that subscribe button. Please. You like that with the W instead of the L in please? Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great next 2 months. Follow my Discord. Follow my Twitter. Join my Discord. Follow my Twitter is what I meant. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all those things. Goodbye.